and welcome to Hornbill TV's Prime Time First Headlines. At the 7th meeting of the 58th session of UN Human Rights Council, India said that Pakistan has failed as a state surviving on handouts. Hamas handed over the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages while it waited for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners to be released by Israel in return in an overnight exchange marking the final swap as part of a fragile truce in Gaza. The Supreme Court has refused to interfere in the matter concerning the disposal of waste at the Union Carbide plant as the matter is already being monitored by Madhya Pradesh High Court. The teams engaged in rescuing 8 persons who remain trapped in a partially collapsed SLBC tunnel have begun cutting the part of tunnel boring machine and other obstacles. The student group in Bangladesh that led to uprising to oust former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in August last year will launch a political party on Friday to fulfill the aspiration of New Bangladesh organizers of the group has said. Those were the top headlines, and now for the news in details. First off, the radical Meitei outfit Arambai Tengol surrendered their arms today, days after meeting with Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla. The move comes after the governor's call for peace and to surrender all looted or illegally held weapons in the state. Top leaders of Arambai Tengol, along with other civilians, surrendered over 300 weapons held illegally or through other means on Thursday afternoon at Banquet Hall of 1st Manipur Rifles in Imphal. The Arambai Tengol, in its memorandum submitted to the governor on February 25, also included points requesting the governor to ensure no arrest or legal action against village volunteers, including Arambai Tengol, by any commission, tribunal or court. Earlier, the Manipur governor, in an order issued on February 20, also assured that no punitive action will be initiated if such weapons are returned within the stipulated time, that is within 7 days, which ends today.
Your name, please.
My name is Carbide. I am the president of all Manipur Association. On my left, it is Manikanta, and he is the vice president. And on my right is Ashok, and he is the executive member. And today, on the request of the Arambai Tengol, the team of all Manipur Association as well as High Court Bar Association, we are coming to witness this historic moment where when the Arambai Tengol, who has been fighting for the lives and the property of the daily people of Manipur, as well as for the integration and for the integration of Manipur, they have come out openly, and they are following the call of the honorable governor, and they are giving up the arms, and so this is a very good initiative, and today substantial arms and arms ammunition and other materials has been given to the government.
Thank you.
Kabal district agini aduga Kabal le ba unit singsi adi unit amamangdi mama singagani masi Manipur gi yamna tangju le tadraba kibam sida Manipur da khangaudana semgi lana ma tholakhiba sida Arambai Tengol gi isa singna Manipur gi damakta lawhiba thodang se ainingai leitana isa singji mathongna maring sense adubo masidi khangkhangongdana Manipur da PR lakhre masidi PR lakhaba kana sidadi ꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯄꯥꯏꯕ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯁꯤꯚꯤꯜꯅ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯏꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯥꯏꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯥꯏꯟꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡ ꯏꯟꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯪꯉꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯔꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯈꯨꯠꯁꯨ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯀꯔꯥꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯄꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯁꯥꯟꯇꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯪꯗꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯥꯅ ꯂꯩꯍꯜꯂꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯇꯪꯗꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯥꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯕ ꯀꯥꯟꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯂꯩꯔꯨꯕꯒꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯃꯊꯧ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯃꯊꯧ ꯇꯥꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯇꯪꯗꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯥꯔꯅ ꯊꯝꯕꯤꯔꯅꯤ ꯆꯤꯡ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯇꯝꯒꯤ ꯈꯦꯠꯅꯕ ꯊꯝꯃꯔꯣꯏ ꯆꯤꯡꯗ ꯑꯥꯏꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯝꯄꯥꯛꯇ ꯑꯥꯏꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯠꯅꯔꯔꯣꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏ ꯊꯝꯃꯨꯕꯒꯤ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯗꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯂꯕ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯔꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯏꯟꯅ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯦ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯥ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯔꯔꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯤꯊꯣꯛꯈ꯭ꯔꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯇꯧꯕꯗ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯕꯤꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯝꯕ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯂꯕ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯔꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯇꯧꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯃꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯃꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯔꯨꯛ ꯌꯥꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯆꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯈꯨꯠꯇ ꯁꯤꯟꯅꯈ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯍꯟꯅ ꯂꯥꯟ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯇꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯂꯕ ꯂꯝꯍꯦꯟ ꯇꯨꯍꯦꯜꯂꯕ ꯀꯨꯀꯤꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏ ꯑꯃꯇꯪ ꯀꯥꯞꯄꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯉꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯉꯥꯛꯅ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯕꯨ ꯂꯥꯟꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕꯤꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯗꯨꯗ ꯂꯥꯟꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕꯤꯗꯗꯅ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯑꯃꯇꯪ ꯁꯣꯛꯂꯛꯄ ꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯊꯤꯡꯒꯠꯂꯤꯕ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯍꯟꯅ ꯂꯧꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯂꯕ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕ ꯉꯝꯗ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯂꯥꯟꯁꯤꯡꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯍꯟꯅ ꯃꯃꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯒꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯐꯝꯁꯦ ꯃꯗꯨ ꯊꯝꯅꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯔꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯊꯤꯡꯒꯠꯄ ꯂꯥꯛꯆꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯡ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯖꯝ ꯑꯣꯡꯕꯤ ꯁꯤꯇꯦꯁꯣꯔꯤ ꯗꯦꯕꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯊꯧꯕꯥꯜ ꯀꯤꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯤꯕꯥꯏ ꯄꯕꯨ ꯕꯖꯥꯔꯗꯒꯤꯅꯤ
In response to the Honorable Governor of Manipur, Carbide Tengul members first met the governor on 25 of this month, and as already agreed with the Carbide Tenguls and the central government, a large number of Carbide Tengul members today arrived at first MR Beckett halls, and they are supposedly going to surrender large amount of weapons. However, we are not sure how many amounts of arms and ammunition will be surrendered. However, as media are not allowed inside. However, a large number of Carbide Tengul members, Myra Pibis and other community members have arrived inside the first MR campus, and right now the surrendering ceremony is being going on inside the campus. This is Mubashir Razi reporting for Hornbilltv.
We'll now take a short break. Stay tuned for more coming news.
কেতিয়া ৰাজু ৰেচন লগা চাউল পাইছে তাই দেখিছে কোনোবা চাউল লগা দানা তো अलग থাকিছে ৰাজু তোকে চাউল ঠিক লাগাই নাই আৰু তাই এইটো মামলা তাই লগা দোস্ত দেৱ লগা কথা কৰিছে
দেৱ এতিয়া বাৰু মই 45 চাউল লৈছে ইটোতে মাইক্ৰো নিউট্ৰিয়েন্টছ খান মিলি কিনা আছে কিন্তু মই এইটো চাউলটো প্লাষ্টিক নিচিনা দেখি আছে মই বি শুনিছে আজিকালিতো চাউল দে প্লাষ্টিক লগা চাউল মিলি না বিক্ৰী কৰি আছে এইটো ওপৰতে মই একটা ভিডিঅ' বি চাইছে তাতে তাই খান চাউল পৰা একটা বল বনাই দিছে এইটো সঁচা আছে এতিয়া এইটো চাউলটো মই কি কৰিব ৰাজু আমি খান লগা পাৰস্তে এৰিয়া লগা ফুড সেফটি অফিচাৰ আহি কিনা আছে তাইকে হি যাই কিনা সুধিব
ৰাজু আৰু দেৱ দুইজন যাই কিনা তাইখান লগা এৰিয়া লগা ফুড সেফটি অফিচাৰ লগত এটো কথা কৰিছে
স্যাৰ সবই ইটো 45 চাউল লগা দানাটো अलग দেখি আছে আপুনি খান পৰেশান নহবি FSSAI পৰা কৈ দিয়া নিচিনা মাইক্ৰো নিউট্ৰিয়েন্টছ খান ঠিক পৰা চাউল দে মেলাই দিছে আৰু ইটো খান কি কয় 45 চাউল দে চাউল লগা পাউডাৰ আৰু মাইক্ৰো নিউট্ৰিয়েন্টছ খান ভিটামিন B12 ফলিক এচিড আৰু আইৰণ খান ঠিক পৰা মিলাই কিনা বনায় ইটো পিছতে একটা চাউল দানাটো 100 দানা হিচাপতে মেলাই আচ্ছা ইটো বল নিচিনা কেলে হৈ যায় পাকিয়া চাউল দে 80% স্টাৰ্চ থাকে আৰু কাৰ্বোহাইড্ৰেটছ বেছি থাকিয়া কাৰণে চাউলটো চিপকি যায় আৰু কিনেগা চাউল হইলেবি তাইকে চিপকাই কিনা বল বনাবলৈ পাৰে ইটোতো আপুনি সঁচা কথা কৈছে স্যাৰ হইলেবি 45 চাউলটো ৰাখিবলৈ আৰু পকাবলৈ अलग তৰিকা আছে এনেকা নহয় 45 চাউলটো ৰাখিবলৈ খাবলৈ আৰু পকাবলৈ अलग চাউল নিচিনা হি আছে 45 চাউলটো সদায় খাবলৈ লাগে Itu para apuni aro aponor laga pariwar ke thik portion pabo. Aro itu opor de chawol bikri aro mil kuria khan ke 45 chawol to pai dibole lage. Itu hoile ami khan sob laga gao bal hobo. Apuni bara ami khan laga sugu kholai dise. Itia do nijo aro pariwar khone 45 chawol hi anibo.
फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
Sexually transmitted infections like syphilis and HIV can be transmitted from mother to child. Get tested within the first 3 months of pregnancy.
Welcome back, viewers. Heading on to the next news. At the 7th meeting of the 58th session of UN Human Rights Council, India said that Pakistan was a failed state surviving on international handouts. Kshitij Tyagi, permanent mission of India to the UN in Geneva, further said that it was unsurprising to see the leaders continue the spread of falsehood handled down by their military terrorist complex. Continuing this scathing response and rebuttal of Pakistan, Tyagi said that the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh will always be a part of India and that the progress in this area speaks for itself. Tyagi added that Pakistan must get over its unhealthy obsession with India and focus on the issues that continue to plague its citizens. He said that the remarks were a reply to malicious references made by Pakistan and spreading falsehood. The remarks by Tyagi came after India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Parvatana Niharish, reaffirmed on February 19 that Jammu and Kashmir is and will always remain an integral part of India and strongly condemned Pakistan's misinformation campaigns.
Exercising its right of reply in response to the baseless and malicious references made by Pakistan. It is regrettable, yet unsurprising, to see Pakistan's so-called leaders and delegates continuing to dutifully spread falsehoods handed down by its military terrorist complex. Pakistan is even making a mockery of the OIC by abusing it as its mouthpiece, which is fooling nobody. We do not wish to dignify such propaganda, but are constrained to make a few simple points for the record. First, the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were, are, and will always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. Second, the unprecedented political, social, and economic progress in Jammu and Kashmir in the past few years speaks for itself. These successes are a testament to the people's trust in the government's commitment to bring normalcy to a region scarred by decades of Pakistan-sponsored cross-border terrorism. Third, as a country where human rights abuses, persecution of minorities, and systematic erosion of democratic values constitute state policies, and which brazenly harbors UN-sanctioned terrorists, Pakistan is in no position to lecture anyone. Instead of its unhealthy obsession with India, Pakistan should focus on providing actual governance and justice to its own people. Mr. President, it is unfortunate that this Council's time continues to be wasted by a failed state, which thrives on instability and survives on international handouts. Its rhetoric reeks of hypocrisy, its actions of inhumanity, and its governance of incompetence. India remains focused on democracy, progress, and ensuring dignity for its people, values that Pakistan would do well to learn from. I thank you.
The teams engaged in rescuing 8 persons who remain trapped in a partially collapsed SLBC tunnel have begun cutting the part of tunnel boring machine and other obstacles that are preventing them from going to the spot where they can search for the individuals. Nagar Kurnool Superintendent of Police Vaibhav Gaikwad said that the damaged part of the conveyor and the belt in the tunnel is expected to be repaired during the day to facilitate the transportation of debris. Meanwhile, Telangana Minister Uttam Kumar Reddy on Wednesday assured that the rescue operation will be completed in 2 days with increased pace of action. This comes as hundreds of tunnel workers still living in labour colonies inside the SLBC demand payment and release from work. While rescuers have managed to cover a large part of the tunnel on Tuesday, 13.79 km of the 13.85 km, the last part has been challenging because of a mix of water and slush at the collapse site. The incident happened on February 22 when a portion of the tunnel collapsed, trapping 8 men inside. The keen of those trapped inside the tunnel eagerly await their return as the strenuous rescue operation is ongoing. Deputy Chief Minister Bhati Malu Vikramarka promised that the state government would not give up until the 8 men trapped inside are found. Hamas handed over the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages while it waited for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners to be released by Israel in return in an overnight exchange marking the final swap as part of the fragile truce in Gaza. The ceasefire came into effect on January 19th and has largely held despite numerous setbacks. But its first phase is due to end this week, and the fate of its next phase, which aims to end the war, remains unclear. Hamas said on Thursday that it was ready to start talks on the second phase and that the only way remaining hostages would be freed is through commitment to the ceasefire. After days of impasse, Egyptian mediators on Wednesday secured the handover of the bodies of the final 4 hostages in the deal's first phase for 620 Palestinians either detained by Israeli forces in Gaza or jailed in Israel. Israel had refused to release prisoners on Saturday after Hamas handed over 6 hostages in a state ceremony. Hamas had been displaying living hostages and coffins carrying hostage remains on stage in front of a crowd in Gaza before handing them over to sharp criticisms, including from the United Nations. The final handover did not include such a ceremony. According to latest updates, Israel received coffins carrying the remains of 4 hostages, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said in the early hours of Thursday. Hamas had previously identified the bodies as those of Tachi Eden, Itzhak El-Garet, Ohad Yahalomi and Shlomo Matzur, all of 4 whom were abducted during the October 7, 2023 attack from their kibbutz homes near Gaza. The bodies were undergoing initial identification in Israeli territory and official notice would be given to the hostages' families once the process is complete, Netanyahu's office said in a statement. The handover agreement has also been held up previously after Hamas handed over the remains of an unidentified Palestinian woman instead of Shiri Bibas before delivering the correct body the next day. We'll now take a short break. More news coming in.
Good girl. आ गई सैलरी? नहीं झुमके? ना, पहले बचत, पहले झुमके। सुनो, हर महीने थोड़ा बचाओ और थोड़ा निवेश करो और कुछ इमरजेंसी के लिए भी बचाओ ताकि रहो टेंशन फ्री। लेकिन झुमकों का क्या? जाती हो कि लगाओ इंजेक्शन।
आरबीआई कहता है
वित्तीय समझदारी समृद्ध नारी।
HIV can infect anyone, including children.
A woman with HIV can spread it to her baby during pregnancy, delivery, or breastfeeding.
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम टाइगर है ना।
Welcome back, viewers. Heading on to the next news. Supreme Court has refused to interfere in the matter concerning the disposal of waste at the Union Carbide plant, as the matter is already being monitored by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. A bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and Augustine George Masi has also refused to stay Thursday's trial run of disposal on the waste from the Union Carbide India. It noted that experts from NEERI, NGRI and CPCB have been given views on these issues, which were considered by the High Court as well as the expert panel. On February 25, the top court asked authorities to apprise it about the precautions taken to dispose the waste, and around 377 tons of hazardous waste from the now defunct Union Carbide factory was shifted to Pithampur industrial area, about 250 km away from Bhopal and 30 km from Indore, for disposal at a plant, according to latest updates. Up next, the student group in Bangladesh that led to the uprising to oust former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in August last year will launch a new political party on Friday to fulfill the aspiration of New Bangladesh, organizers of the group has said. Nasir Islam, one of the key leaders of the group, resigned from Muhammad Yunus interim government to lead the new political party that will start its journey from a grand rally at Manik Mia Avenue, south of the Parliament building in the capital Dhaka, they said. Samantha Shermin, spokesperson of Jatiya Nagorik Committee, a platform of the student group, said, after the July 2024 uprising, new hopes and aspirations that have been born in Bangladesh. In view of those hopes and aspirations, the students have taken the initiative to form a new political party. Shermin said that they have realized that the ideologies of the existing political parties do not represent all the people of Bangladesh, while stating that they want to build Bangladesh as a modern and important country. Samantha Shermin said that Bangladesh has been under state suppression for the past 53 years and state institutions have been destroyed. In August 2024, a student-led movement ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina after weeks of protests and violence. According to a UN fact-finding assessment report, as many as 1,400 people could have been killed during the protests, and Hasina, 76, fled to India, and an interim government led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus was subsequently formed. And Shermin said, Dr. Yunus does not represent Jamaat or BNP, he represents the uprising and all the advisors represents the uprising. They do not represent any political party, she stated. In a heated exchange over the ongoing disruptions in the Delhi Legislative Assembly, BJP leader Vijay Goyal has accused the Aam Aadmi Party AAP of intentionally hindering the functioning of the House to shield the findings of the Comptroller and Auditor General CAG report on alleged corruption. His remarks come in the wake of continuous uproar in Assembly, where opposition members have raised concerns over transparency and accountability. Goyal emphasized that the Speaker of the House has expressed a willingness to address all the matters, urging AAP lawmakers to allow proper discussions to take place. Meanwhile, Delhi Minister Kapil Mishra also weighed in on the ongoing turmoil, condemning the opposition conduct during Assembly sessions. Mishra remarked, no assembly in the country can work with such conduct of opposition and the MLAs, and also for 10 years, the issues of people of Delhi have not been discussed in the Assembly. He further stated that they will not allow anyone to carry out such a conspiracy to prevent the issues of the people of Delhi from being discussed.
मैंने कभी नहीं ऐसा देखा कि नई सरकार चुनकर आए और उसको 1 महीना भी आप काम नहीं करने दे रहे हैं और जाहिर तौर पर आप अपने भ्रष्टाचारों पे जो CAG की रिपोर्ट लगातार आ रही है उस पर पर्दा डालने के लिए आप कभी भीमराव अंबेडकर, कभी भगत सिंह और कभी इस तरीके से शोर शराबा करके सदन को नहीं चलने दे रहे। मैं समझता हूं कि वे पब्लिक की नज़रों में और भी गिरेंगे और सदन को इस तरीके से जहां की लोगों की समस्याओं को रखा जाना चाहिए उसको चलने ना देना, मैं समझता हूं ये ठीक बात नहीं है। जबकि स्पीकर महोदय ने कहा है कि हर मुद्दे के लिए हम चर्चा करने को तैयार हैं।
लेकिन जिस तरीके से CAG की रिपोर्ट पेश की गई उस पर चर्चा भी उनका कहना है कि CAG की रिपोर्ट जब लागू की गई थी दिल्ली के अंदर, जब CAG लागू किया गया था शराब नीति को लागू किया गया था तब वो फायदे में थी और दबाव में उन्होंने उस नीति को वापस ले।
तो CAG की रिपोर्ट तो कोई हम तैयार नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये तो CAG तैयार कर रहा है। तो जाहिर तौर पर आप चर्चा करके अपना जो पक्ष है उसको रखिए, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाएगा।
क्या आरोप लगे हैं कि उनके ऊपर भी
CAG टेबल जिस दिन हुआ है उस दिन सभी लोग उपलब्ध थे, सदन में मौजूद थे। CAG का एजेंडा था टेबल करने का। उपराज्यपाल जी के अभिभाषण पे और अध्यक्ष जी के जो बधाई था उस पे जिस प्रकार का झूठ और जिस प्रकार का वितंडा इस विधानसभा के अंदर किया गया, ये कभी भी देश में कोई भी विधानसभा ऐसे नहीं चल सकती। 10 साल यहाँ पर दिल्ली की जनता के मुद्दों पे चर्चा नहीं की गई है। हम किसी को भी दिल्ली की जनता के मुद्दे पे चर्चा ना हो ऐसी साजिश इस विधानसभा में हम नहीं करने देंगे। और आज का जो निर्णय है, ये निर्णय तो परसों हो ही गया था। ये अध्यक्ष जी का निर्णय है, कानून सम्मत निर्णय है, रूल बुक के आधार पर निर्णय है। और मुझे लगता है कि आम आदमी पार्टी के लोगों को ये समझ जाना चाहिए कि आप दिल्ली के मुद्दे पर चर्चा करें, सदन को गरिमापूर्ण तरीके से चलाएं। ये आवश्यक है, दिल्ली के लिए आवश्यक है। ये अब उसी स्टाइल से अगर चलाएंगे कि यहाँ पे आएंगे तमाशा करेंगे तो संविधान का जो भी नियम होंगे वो लागू किए जाएंगे।
That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates and keep watching Hornbill TV.
Because sometimes news is more than mere information.
And we all need a little more clarity under the details.
About live people and events that really matter.
For individuals that demand reliable news.
From reliable news organizations and credible and award-winning journalists.
And how we look at the world. This is exactly the reason why we strive to serve you and the society.
Because proper news can not only inform our lives but also change the way we look at it. We pursue events that are not only important to you but also useful for a life's perspective.
And that's the primary reason Hornbill TV is here to fill that space.
We are Hornbill TV.
विश्व भर से विभिन्न समाचार, जनता, राजनीति, व्यापार, खेल और मनोरंजन, सबसे नवीनतम और भरोसेमंद समाचार। हॉर्नबिल टीवी भारत आपके लिए दुनिया को देखने का नया दृष्टिकोण प्रस्तुत करता है।